Hi, welcome back to Lagrange Creations. So I am excited as always. So I kind of cheated on you guys. Okay, I made a few other molds without showing you, but we had ice and hailstorms for like 48 hours. It was super cold down here, and I decided to sit upstairs and make 3 new cluster molds, and I unveiled them yesterday and decided to pour in the molds with crystal clear. And that's always the first pour, is always cleaning out the mold. And so that we're going to look at these new ones now. And then I had some leftover that I put some Mystic Moss Green, the color I named for Stone Coat countertops, Mystic Moss Metallic. So I put that on the bottom with a clear resin underneath. So we'll get to that one. Let's unmold these. And again, this is the smoothon product line. This is the Umu silicone rubber mold. And pretty soon I'll have a little surprise coming up in the next week or so. Looks good. This is a new crystal. They're certainly coming out beautiful. This one really came out really super nice. Super duper 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 nice. Let me see if that one came out cool. I like it a lot. And we'll do this other one. This one leaked quite a bit. It's funny looking shape. I'm going to trim it while I have the resin in it because it is level the way it is. And I don't need all this extra silicone on there. So I have a plan. These first molds, I'm actually going to be making, how do you say, like better looking molds, because I got a lot of people that want to buy them. So I'm working on perfecting the mold itself so that it looks nicer. So I have a plan. So in the next couple weeks, I'll be implementing some new techniques. I made the page on my website to list them up. I just need to get an idea of which ones my artist friends would like to purchase, which molds. So here's a different crystal cluster. It's more of a flat cluster, but it's a little different than the others. And then this, I have to say, is one of my favorites. When the crystal is, by itself in its own form, it is crystal clear. It's just so beautiful. And so I was pretty excited to make this one. mold's awesome. Let me trim it just a little bit. That part that was hanging off just doesn't look right. But this little one really sparkles. So again, this is just all clear. It's an adorable one. This was the one that I really wanted to do, but I did the other ones, the other two too, because I had them just sitting there. So I thought, why not? But this one just sparkles all over the place. Beautiful. I really love that. So these are the three. I should put them on top of this. And then I can show you what else I did. So these are the three new ones that I added. Now I have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I have 15, 16 crystal molds now. So I will have a variety to post up once I get as far as I need to. So really excited about those two little ones. So yeah, I'm going to be taking all them funky shaped molds and they're going to actually become better molds. Figuring out what I'm doing. So I took these other crystal ones from the other couple pours and I tried taking a paintbrush and painting clear resin on them. And then I ended up putting a little bit of silver glitter in there. Because these are just test ones, and these were the first ones that pulled out any silicone or debris off the mold from the crystals being dirty from coming out of the mountains. So this one had some blue spots on it, so I put some silver flakes in the crevices there. And I painted this one with some resin. I'm going to go over it with, or I'm actually going to sand that edge a little bit and then give it one more clear coat. I noticed when I would hit the resin after I painted it on with some heat, it would like decide to disappear on some spots and gather up in other spots. So I definitely need to just give that a little bit of sanding there on these little hard edges here and give that another little coat. I did this little guy that I did not like at all. And there's still a couple blue spots showing, but I just kind of wanted to cover it up. And this was real frosty looking. So I wanted to see how clear it would get. So it looks pretty clear, but it's not my favorite one. And then this one was the favorite one that I have made so far. And I did, since it was the first one coming out, it pulled off, there's a tint to it, and I believe that's from squirting it with that coconut oil. So I'm going to be investing in mold release for when I do my my final molds. I'm going to be using the actual mold release itself, which I don't think will leave a tint on it. And it had some pink, some blue rubber silicone within the crystal itself that must have been sticking out. So I covered that with some of the silver flakes. It's still pretty cool. I still like it. It's the first one that I made in that. That's the crystal that I designed with all the crystal points. Because you know I've been playing. So you could see all the ones that I kind of used the coconut oil. I sprayed it really heavy. Have like a little bit of a tint to them. And then the other ones you could see that didn't that were repours without any type of silicone release are more crystal clear. So we're going to open up this last mold. And this is always fun to get these started. I still suppose I've been thinking about this. I think I should make a fine, like maybe take the scissors and just make a nice fine cut around there. I just haven't had the time. It's been super cold down here, and I've been avoiding trying to spend any time down here because of the temperatures. So I'm a little bit behind on things that I could be doing to improve what I'm doing. So again, it's a work in progress. And I also will be using a different type of resin within the next 2 weeks. Because everything I've been doing has been with Envirotex Light due to the budget. So I am working with a company, and I'm going to be getting a different brand to work with and experiment with. And their reviews are phenomenal. So we're going to see how all that goes. And because this is such a big crystal, this is one of these big ones that I'm taking out of this. I just kind of try to take my time so I'm not breaking off pieces of the silicone. Just letting them pop. And I could see some of it came off. And I did not spray this mold or anything before I put this in, because I don't know that you're actually supposed to spray the actual mold, or maybe I'm taking this out too soon. Let's see, what time is it? What time is it? Is it noontime? And I did these last night. So I'm surprised it's a little bit tacky, not terribly tacky. I need to keep better track of my time. So we have a little bit of the mold stuff stuck to the edge of that, which with a little bit of work that will come off. So this one I used white. I used clear resin. Yeah, that scrapes right off. That's a good thing. I don't like to struggle with these. So I used the clear resin, and then on the very bottom, because I actually ran out of the clear, and I had a little bit of the Mystic Moss metallic that I wanted to, I just wanted to fool around and see what it looks like when I'm adding some colors underneath. So I just added that here. I did poke some around with the toothpick because I needed to get air bubbles out. So it did go into a couple of the crystal points. But I think it's pretty cool looking. Let me see if I could put it on top of a solid background. And it shimmers gold in there with the Mystic green, the Mystic Moss metallic green in there. And right here, it looks a little bit dull because of the texture on the crystal. So if I hit that with some clear, that's going to clear up right away. And then, of course, this mold I'm going to end up redoing because that air pocket always comes out because it's molded in there. And I don't know if I take a little bit of the liquid mold, if I, use a toothpick and I put drips inside of this, if I fill that in, if it'll dry flat. and not show up so much as a bubble. But I always have to clip the air bubbles off because they drive me crazy. And I learned a couple things about using the mold thing. Some of the more professional mold makers doing this for, you know, I don't know, movies or, more professional professions, mentioned the difference between the two kits that I could get. And I didn't realize that this was a more quick setting one when I thought I had a 15-minute time frame. It's saying I only had 3 or 4 minutes. So I'm thinking that it's too cold when really it's starting to set up, and that's why it's getting too thick. So I'm going to go and get the next brand up and and see what the difference is. Like here where I trimmed away the air bubble, I ended up putting some of the silver flakes in there. So that ended up actually covering that up. But like even when I just wet my finger, you could see that it's gonna clear up pretty good once I sand that a little bit flat. I love them. I'm a sucker for crystals like most of us. And I like that I can make them out of the resin. I'm looking forward to seeing how the next type of resin that I use works with these. And just seeing how it goes. Like there's fine air bubbles in there. If I had more fine glitters, I have to look through my glitters and see if what I have as far as fine glitters go and put them in there. That might take away from being able to see any kind of air bubbles in there. But I am really, really happy. And so I made another batch of molds with the smoothon products and really having a good time with it. If it wasn't so cold out, I'm sure I'd have a lot more accomplished by now. But I'm taking my time. I'm not going crazy like normally I would with all of my resin art. Might seem like I'm doing a lot because I really have quite a bit of videos up on doing this, but I feel like I'm not doing very much. I could be doing more, but this winter's got to break. This cold and ice and it gets very cold down here, and it's I need to be comfortable. My body has to be warm for me to be comfortable. If I get cold, I start cramping, and so it's not fun for me. I'm not a youngster, so I'm doing the best I can. I really hope you're enjoying those. So I have 16 different types of uh, crystal and amethyst molds, and a bunch of them are up in the box that are not on display here, but I have all the blue molds sitting over here, and you see I have a whole box of them now. So now I just need to perfect some of the little ones that I poured over top of the crystals, to get them into a flat container and try to make the molds a little more uniform. Is that what I want to say? So that they sit nice when they're being poured. So I'm pretty excited. I'm very excited. And I'm very excited about the new sponsorship that I just got, which I won't be, you'll find out when I get it and when it's time. I have to make a trip to pick stuff up, but super excited. Really glad that these different companies like my work, and yeah, it's exciting. I'm happy. So today's Valentine's Day. It's my wedding anniversary. So I have to go and do the woman thing and get myself ready and go have my celebration. It's my 6th wedding anniversary, and yeah, I'm excited. And I'll tell you all about it after I get back and after I've been there, and maybe I'll have a couple pictures to post, but I don't like talking about it till after it's done because you never know, something could happen and it might not happen. So, all right, give me a like if you like my crystal work, and share if you like. Definitely subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I would appreciate that. And leave a comment, even if it's, hey, I like that, or a tip or something. Hey, you could do this better, whatever. All the comments help. So, um, I actually had my channel reviewed last night by an official YouTube creator, and they gave me some great information, which I've been wanting but didn't know how to get. So it was awesome. They did it online while they were doing a live. I was one of the channels that got picked to get reviewed. And the honest criticism is only going to help, and I've already started making a couple changes to my videos, and I have quite a bit more changes that I have to make. It's going to take me a little bit of time because I have over 100 videos now. So it'll be a work in progress on updating all the different suggestions that I was given. Um, but I'm working at growing my channel, and I'm so grateful that you're taking the time to watch. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. If you're single, love yourself, because self-love is so powerful, and it's not always about how other people can make us feel. It's about how much we love ourselves first. So rock on, people. Make something beautiful.